హాయ్ సంతోష్. మార్నింగ్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ అండి.
సో ఏమైనా గో త్రూ చేశారా?
లేదండి, నిన్న మొన్న ఫుల్ బిజీగా ఉన్నాను ఆఫీస్లో.
ఓకే. మీకు ఎప్పుడు జనరల్ షిఫ్ట్సా లేకపోతే ఏ రకంగా ఉంటాయి?
జనరల్ షిఫ్ట్ అండి, 9:30 to 6:30.
ఓకే. ఓకే. ఇది మీది లెవెల్ 5 కంపెనీ?
ఇట్లా లెవెల్ 5 అనేది చెప్పలేం కానీ ఇది స్టార్టప్ కాదు, అట్లా ఎంఎన్సీ కాదండి.
ఓకే. కంపెనీ పేరేంటి?
ఫ్లూయిన్ గ్రిడ్ లిమిటెడ్.
వీనా?
FLUENT ఫ్లూయిన్ గ్రిడ్ లిమిటెడ్.
వైజాగ్ ఒకటేనా బ్రాంచ్ వేరే చోట్ల కూడా ఉందా?
హెడ్ ఆఫీస్ వచ్చి వైజాగ్, హైదరాబాద్లో గానే ఉంది. హైదరాబాద్ క్లయింట్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ క్లయింట్స్ ఎక్కడ
ఓకే.
అక్కడ
ఓకే.
పెట్టారంటే అక్కడ ఉండే వాళ్ళకి అందరూ వర్క్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమ్ అట్లా ఉంటాయి అంతే.
అంతే అంతే.
మెయిన్ వచ్చి హైదరాబాద్, సారీ వైజాగ్, తర్వాత హైదరాబాద్.
మ్మ్. ఓ మీది ఇదా? అదేంటది సోలార్కి సంబంధించింది ఇది?
అవును,
ఎలక్ట్రికల్
స్మార్ట్ మీటర్స్ అండి, యూటిలిటీ సంబంధించింది.
యూటిలిటీస్.
అవునండి.
ఆయన గురు ఏమైనా చదివావా?
హాయ్ సార్, చదివాను.
చదివా, నాకు అర్థమైంది ఏమన్నా.
అర్థమైంది సార్.
సో నిన్న ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసావా ఎన్ఎఫ్ఎస్ సాంబా?
చేశాను సార్.
ఓకే. సో కాల్స్ ఏమైనా వస్తున్నాయి నాకు?
లేదు సార్, అంటే మొన్ననే కదా పెట్టింది.
అంటే అయితే కాల్స్ అయితే స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాయి. ఓకే. పీపుల్ ఆర్ గెటింగ్ ద కాల్స్. ఎలా ఉంటాయంటే కాల్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు మనం మిస్ చేయకూడదు. మనం ఎలా
అవును
ఉంటామంటే వస్తుంది అనుకుంటాము. అది వచ్చినప్పుడు అది మేజర్ ఇష్యూ కాలేదా పర్వాలేదు, కానీ కొన్నిసార్లు సింపుల్ కాల్సే వెళ్ళిపోతాయి. కొంచెం మనం ప్రిపేర్ అయితే బాగుండేమో అనిపించేలా ఉంటాయి. ఏ కాల్ వచ్చినా కూడా మిస్ చేయకూడదు ప్రజెంట్ ఉన్న సిచ్యువేషన్లో. మార్కెట్ చాలా డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంది, ఒక్కో రోజు ఒకలా ఉంది.
సార్, శాప్ మీద ఎవరైనా మీకు తెలిసిన సపోర్ట్ ఇచ్చే వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా సార్?
ప్రజెంట్ అయితే లేదు, కనుక్కొని చెప్తాను నేను. ఓకే.
అంటే మా ఫ్రెండ్ వాళ్ళ బామర్దికి వచ్చింది సార్ శాప్లో ప్రాక్సీ, అంటే లిప్ సింగింగ్లో జాబ్ కొట్టినాడు.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
డెలైట్లో సపోర్ట్ లేదంట. అదే అడిగింటే ఒకసారి అతను కూడా చెప్పాడు. మీ నెంబర్ ఇచ్చాను అతనికి, కాల్ చేస్తాడు చూడండి.
నో ప్రాబ్లం, మన తర్వాత మాట్లాడు. ఓకే. మనకి ఆ టెక్నాలజీ తెలియదు. సో ఓకే. సో పీపుల్ ఆర్ వెయిటింగ్. చలికాలానికి లేవట్లేదు ఏంటో తెలియట్లేదు. చెప్పండి.
మీరు ప్రాక్సీ కూడా చేస్తున్నారా, లైనక్స్ ఇట్లాంటివి?
ప్రాక్సీ అని కాదు, బట్ వీఆర్ సపోర్టింగ్. ఓకే. ప్రైమరీగా ఐఎమ్ ఆపోజిట్ టు ద ప్రాక్సీ. ఓకే. ఎందుకంటే లోపల కొన్ని సిచ్యువేషన్స్ చాలా మంది పడేవి చూసి, బట్ ఐ యూస్ టు హెల్ప్ యూ అవుట్. ఓకే. అందుకే నేను చెప్పేటప్పుడే వాళ్ళకి ఫస్ట్ సబ్జెక్ట్ నేర్చుకోండి అని చెప్తాను అనమాట.
ఓకే. ఏం లేదండి, నేను వైజాగ్ నుంచి బెంగళూరు హైదరాబాద్ వచ్చేయాలని చూస్తున్నాను, అందుకని.
కానీ కాల్స్
ఇక్కడ
ఉన్నాయి కొంచెం. వైజాగ్ కస్టమింగ్ బాగా ఉంటుంది కదా ఎక్కువ.
ఇక్కడ మనకి అక్కడ దూరం అయిపోతుందండి. ఎప్పుడన్నా ఇంటికి వెళ్ళాలన్నా పోవాలన్నా
మీది ఎక్కడ
అది
అంటే హోమ్ టౌన్?
హోమ్ టౌన్ మదనపల్లి అండి.
ఓ వాకబుల్ జర్నీ. మదనపల్లి నువ్వు నేను ఆ సైడ్ ఏమో అనుకున్నాను యాక్చువల్గా.
లేదండి, మదనపల్లి.
మదనపల్లి అయితే నువ్వు నీకు చెన్నై అన్నా బెంగళూరు అన్నా అయితే చాలా బెస్ట్. అంటే వెన్ కంపేర్ టు హైదరాబాద్,
అవును.
చెన్నై బెంగళూరు అయితే చాలా బెస్ట్గా ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ నేను బెంగళూరు చూస్తాను కదా, చాలా మంది బెంగళూరులో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు 98% అదే కడప, చిత్తూరు, కర్నూలు, మీ మదనపల్లి, తిరుపతి ఈ రీజన్స్ వాళ్ళు ఎక్కువ ఉంటారు. సో ఉన్నాయి. సో
ఎక్కువ
మాట్లాడదాంలేండి, చూద్దాం. ఓకే, సి ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ వీ కెన్ గో. బట్ ఏమంటే నా ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఏమంటే సబ్జెక్ట్ నేర్చుకొని ట్రై చేయండి అని అంతే. ఓకే, బోత్ వీ కెన్ ట్రై ఇట్, నాట్ అన్ ఇష్యూ. ఓకే ఓకే, లెట్ ద పీపుల్ ఆర్ స్టిల్ నాట్ జాయినింగ్. ఈరోజు ఏమైపోయారు అంతా? ఈరోజు వీకెండ్ కూడా కాదు కదా.
ఈరోజు ఇంకా ఫ్రైడేనండి.
ఆ, అంటే ఈ చల్లదనానికి ఏమైనా నిద్రపోయారా ఏంటో? ఓకే, లెట్ వి స్టార్ట్. సో జాయిన్ అవుతారు వాళ్ళు. ఒక్క నిమిషం, లెట్ మీ షేర్ మై స్క్రీన్. సో నా కూడా కంటెంట్ అంతా యాక్సెస్ చేయగలుగుతున్నావు కదా?
చేస్తున్నా సార్.
ఓకే, జస్ట్ గో త్రూ ద థింగ్స్. ఓకే,
మీ ప్రీవియస్ వీడియోస్ కూడా చూస్తున్నా.
వేరేవి కూడా ఉన్నాయి కదా, అవి కూడా చూడు.
ఆ, అవి ఎవరిని మిస్ అయితే మాత్రం అవే చూస్తున్నా సార్ ప్రీవియస్లీ.
ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే ఒక్కొక్క క్లాస్లో ఒక్కోలాగా ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ డీలింగ్ విత్ కొంచెం సబ్జెక్ట్ తెలిసిన వాళ్ళతో అయితే ఆ డిస్కషన్ వేరేలా ఉంటుంది. కొన్నిసార్లు సబ్జెక్ట్ తెలియని వాళ్ళతో అయితే ఆ డిస్కషన్ అనేది కొంచెం వేరేలా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు నేను 8:30కి చెప్తున్నాను, వాళ్ళకి దే నో ద సబ్జెక్ట్. ఓకే, వాళ్ళకి సబ్జెక్ట్ తెలుసు, దే లుకింగ్ ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్ అన్నట్టు. అలాంటప్పుడు కొంచెం డిస్కషన్ పాయింటింగ్ అనేది కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో సబ్జెక్ట్ మెయిన్ థింగ్. Okay, let me share my screen. So today we are going to discuss about the concept called okay FTP ఒకటి ఉంది, FTP. So Santosh, have you any time installed the FTP? In FTP ఏమైనా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశారా?
చేశానండి.
మీన్స్ సర్వర్ సెటప్, అదర్వైజ్ ఓన్లీ వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్?
ఓన్లీ ప్రాక్టీస్ వర్క్ చేశానండి యాక్చువల్ అంతే.
ఓకే, ఇన్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. ఓకే,
అక్కడ ఏం చేయలేదు.
sure. So actually FTP is one of the mechanism majorly we are using for the transformation of the file. See, the thing is that last two classes we discussed about the NFS and the Samba. NFS and Samba is the kind of the protocol which we are planning to use for the continuous integrity. Nothing but every time if you want to use it, every time we want to place it, we are using the mechanism called the Samba and NFS for sharing. And FTP also sharing the same type of the data over internet. So all the three cases we are sharing the data on top of the internet only. So what exactly the difference here means? The FTP is a majorly focused on only file to file type. For example, there is a one file you need to be transferred. Okay, so only particular file only you are transferring, not everything. Means set of the files only. Where coming to the Samba and NFS, you are placing the entire dump like a supermarket type. So whatever the user is needed, he can come and he can pick it up. But coming to the FTP is a kind of the mechanism. Okay, first of all you need to be authorized user. Simply if you want to tell that we are using the okay Microsoft downloader, otherwise there is Google, any software portals, like, in every office we will be having the some office portals, nothing but, software to download any software and all. So in the moment of the time, what exactly we are going to do it? If you want to download the any specific file from the, okay, so particular software, first of all, you need to have a connectivity, then you can able to download it to the server. So FTP is majorly using into the 98 to 99% of the time this application types. In generally, nowadays FTP is very less, but FTP servers are maintained, especially these application servers, middleware servers. So their requirement is that, so they are using the FTP for the transfer the data. Whatever the data they need, they are going to transfer to the master and the slaves. So this is one of the rarest situation. And 98% of the time, we are not setting up master and slave setup. And if you can see that last 3-4 classes, nothing but Samba, NFS, FTP, whatever it may be. In production environment, we are not setting the master and slave. We are supporting the environment, means it is already established. If the user come up with any kind of the requirement, if the user is come up with any kind of issue, in that time only we are performing the some sort of the things. Means what type of the things? For example, FTP server is not connecting, the ports are not connecting, the services not enabled. Okay, this type of the activities come into the picture. On the moment of the time, we are doing the troubleshooting only. Okay, so in my career, I haven't installed the FTP till now. Almost 4 to 5 companies I changed with a different type of the domains. Okay, so that is the rarest situation, installation of the FTP. If we are into the new projects, we are calling as a pilot projects. The pilot projects are which is established into the company's starting stage. In that time, if we are building the server from the scratch, in that time only you are installing the FTP setup. And moreover, this setup was also installed and setup performed by the build team. So build team is every company will be having the one team who taking care of the building of architecture. Nothing but first they will analysis user requirement. From there they will understand. Then they are going to be replace it. Nothing but placing and all. We are doing the support and analysis only, or repairing kind of activity. Simply, if you want to tell that, you purchase the one bike. Okay, so if you purchase the one bike, means the bike person, the showroom person is not he created the bike, right? He just provided the bike with the help of the some company. Okay, so if you face the any issue with the bike, the repair person or workshop person is going to manage the things. Okay, nothing but if you want to repair any port number or any issue, any tire or any chain issues, okay, he is going to support it, but he is not creating the new bike. Okay, so nothing but here we are not the creator here, we are like a mechanic type. Nothing but just we are supporting to the environment. But there is a rarest situation, especially if we are into the L3. Okay, in the moment of the time, this FTP setup we can do it. So usually FTP setup, this type of the setup performed by the build team or L3 level or L4 level category persons. Means who know about the architecture, who know about the things and all, they only come into the picture and perform the things here. Okay, so this is the one of the common thing. Simply if you want to tell that copying the data from the source to destination, but the thing is that it is happening with the FTP protocol. So general protocol is nothing but it will be packet may be hacked, but the thing is that when you coming to the FTP, it is more of security. Nothing but the data is a very secure, and you cannot convert the data. Nothing but the data also it will going to be okay, like in a decode mode. Okay, so first of all, if you want to perform the any practicals, means generally again we need to have a one FTP server and FTP client. From there, okay, so we need to have two servers again in as earlier performed. if these are the inbuilt one, but if you want to access means you need to install the software. So you install the software, start the services, enable the services, and after that, this is a configuration file of FTP. So as I said you earlier, any configurations file start with a /etc and VSFPD. So FTP is the name convention. VSFPD is the daemon. Daemon is nothing but internal software or internal package name. Like a Samba, you can see that SMB. Okay, like that. So these are the internal package names, VSFPD. So VSFPD.confl. So this is the configuration of the particular file where you have to be defining your access, nothing but whether it is a writable, whether it is accessible to the everyone. Okay, so other also can able to access, yes or no. So these are the terminologies you need to define, nothing but accessing point to the particular directory. Once you created that, you again we are creating the one user. Okay, we are giving the privileges to them and we are creating the one directory. So earlier cases also how we created the directory. Same thing when you providing the any kind of share mechanism, whether that is NFS, Samba, FTP, you have to create a one directory. Inside you need to place the some data. So I created a directory and we are allocating one user to the particular directory and we are giving the privileges to upload. So once we restarted, obviously this step is a mandatory. Firewall is we need to be enabled. Once the firewall is enabled, then only your operating system allow you to go outside. Nothing but it will go outside to take up the things. Once it is done, then create one FTP user. Okay, so simply if the user is not there means, okay, create a one FTP user. Some of the cases we are not, see if you can see that we haven't created any FTP user. So that is the reason create a FTP user. This is supposed to be there at fourth part. Okay, so and the client place also there is nothing much. Again, we need to install the package, the basic package, and we need to connect to the FTP. So this is the way how we are going to perform the operations. So in generally, we are getting most of the times, see wherever it may be, any shared mechanism that should be NFS, Samba, or whatever it may be. The general issues will be could be majorly you are receiving connectivities. So yesterday we done right one of the practical. So we connected to NFS. Automatically we shut down the master server. So immediately what exactly they happen? So your client server is not able to provide the information of df-h information because it was into the hung state. So that is the same situation. It will going to be happening to the your real time also. Okay, so this is the way how we are going to be perform the operation into the in generally. Okay, so let me go to the practicals first. So I'm having the two servers here. So I'm making myself, one is a master, one is a client. Let me go to the master. So I'm creating myself, this is the master server 137. So in my master server, if you want to perform means yum repo list all. So by triggering the yum repo list all, it will list you out your repositories information here. So first of all, usually ping.google.com. Some of the cases actually my server is connected to the internet. So but into the production environment, your servers are not connected to the internet. So there is a two types of the situation it will be happening into the real time. For example, you don't have the packages into the means your repo is not having packages or your repo is exist, but it is not updated and you don't have the internet connection. So what is exactly the next action we need to do it? I I need to install means only one option is that I need to download the package. I need to push to the server. If not, whatever the package is there, that package I need to download from the websites also, like a Red Hat website, and I can push it through the internet also. Okay, so this is the way we are going to perform. But in generally, the internet will be not available into the most of the servers. If you want internet means we need to get approval from the network team. So that 99% of the time they are not providing because of the security waste. So what is the solution over there? Whatever the packages are there, okay, those packages we are going to download from the internet and we are copying into the server by using the Samba, NFS or something. After that, earlier classes have a showcase you creating the repository. Like that, we can create a repository. If not, we are using the RPM. So let it be right now. I have a repository. I'm not going with anything. So let me showcase you that. Okay. So let me install the package. So here the daemon is that VSFPD. Okay. So VSFPD star if you given means okay if everything it will come into the picture. So it is searching for the package. So here you can see that there is only one package is there into the repository. The version of the package is that this one, and this is coming from this repository. This is the size. So it is asking, are you looking for to install? Yes. So my package is going to be installed. So it won't take a very long time. It will going to be complete very fastly. So once I install the package, the next step is that obviously we need to go for enabling of the thing. As I said earlier, enable is a very important. So we are performing enabling at the time of hardening. So or tuning. So the terminologies are very important when you are performing any kind of activity. Start the application. Now my service is active and my service is active and it is into the enable state. So my service is enable state. Now I am okay with the FTP service. So next, the thing is that we need to define the configuration file. Let me go to the configuration file. First of all, what is there here? So this is the by default configuration file. This configuration file will be already have the some data. Nothing but if you can see that here local anonymous, okay, and local writable yes, local yes, okay. So everything the data is there. But as I said earlier, before you are performing any kind of activity, don't forget to take the backup. So why I need to take the backup? Backup is a very important. That will help you to make your configuration safer. So 26, right? This is 26. So now it is a 2026. I taken the backup. Now what is exactly the my course of action is that let it be if you can see that anonymous is supposed to be no. But the thing is that already anonymous if you can see that here coming from the starting anonymous already no is there. So no need to proceed and edit the once again. Local enable S is there. Local enable already it is S is there. And local sorry writable enable S is there. So writable enable S is there and ch root local user yes. So if we can come down ch root so this particular thing is missing. Local user no it is there but it is commented. And earlier cases also if you can see that anonymous it's not commented. Okay, so only action is that ch root local user we need to be uncomment. This supposed to be uncomment. So let it be how we are going to uncomment. So let we go to the nano. Okay, so come down. we have choose local user. So now what I'm going to do, it means I will do the diff. Diff is the command. It will help you out to check the differences between the two files. So backup file is the original file where the changes are not exist, and the main file is the consisting of the changes are existed. If you can see that here, the backup file, this is the changes happen. The original file, it is the change, nothing but there is no change. So this way we can see that proof to the customers. So and for ourselves also we can keep it as a proof. So now this is existed. Let me move on. Now the thing is that we are going to perform the things. One is that first of all, create a FTP user. So how you are creating the FTP user? So user add FTP user and PASSWD. Provide the password to the user. So always I'm giving the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 since it's the test environment. But when coming to the production environment, the password are provided by the user only. If not, we are providing the password and we are sharing to one only, not by mail. Okay, over a phone, or some of the companies are having the strong box. By that we are going to change it. So now we are going to providing. So then now thing is that I'm going to create a home directory, nothing but we are providing the things. So directly we can execute. So if you can see that here, LSFNL, so it is there. So let me go and place some data. Touch test 1, test, test 3, test 4, test 5. So data I placed into the folder, means from the server end we done the most of the things. So one leftover is that we need to attach the service to the firewall. So why we are adding to the firewall means, if you are adding to the firewall, then only your operating system and your firewall will allow you to move the data to the outside the environment. So from server end, what we done, if you're coming from the top, first I install the package and I enable and start the package. Third thing is that I make the some of the changes because most of them are it is already existed. Only I enable the chroot local user. Nothing but, for example, if you're not mentioning chroot local user, yes means my user is a local user. Means I created in server only. So that is the reason he is not able to access if not providing S means. So that is the reason it is I commented. And after that, we created a one directory, we placed the some data and we given a privileges. That's the same step how we performed into the NFS Samba and the both cases. So once we performed, then we are going to do the firewall level we enable. So these are the situation here. So once done, then going with the client architecture. So the client architecture is that, so this is the my client server. These are my client server 134 and 137 is the my master server. Let me go to the client server. So client server also, that's the same architecture how we performed into the HTTP Samba. Here also you need to install the package. The package is supposed to be installed into the your environment. So So package is installed. So once the package is installed, then we are going to connect the server by using the FTP. Now FTP is installed. Now how we are going to connect FTP space, what is our master server? This is your master server 137. So here if you can see that here the password it is prompting. Okay. So here there is a issue which happened because of we added the firewall, we enabled is already nested only. Local user anonymous enable no, local enable yes, writable yes, ch root local. Local user yes. Correct only. Then what is stopping here? Let me reload the firewall. Let me try to connect. Yep. So username is FTP user we created, right? FTP user. Okay. FTP user. Okay. So here, if you can see that here, okay. So what exactly the issue it is that I did not define the user here. If you can see here, I given only directly the password. I did not see the username. We need to define the which user we need to be logged in. So the problem is that particular directory. What is the directory? This is the directory, right? In master server, upload is the one of the directory. This upload directory, who is the owner? FTP user is the particular owner for the particular directory. So right now, this is the particular thing. It is available into the server. If you can see that here, so this consisting of your information, nothing but you need to define the username here. So what I done here, I define the username here. First FTP space user, like nothing but whatever the master server, and here FTP user. So after that, once you given, you are able to see that 230 is login successful. Once I trigger ls command, so ls command is another. So ls command once trigger, you can see that here. So these are the content is available. So cd upload. So go to the cd upload. Okay. So it will be listing like this. So this is the way how the data will be copying. Nothing but data will be moving from the one server to another server. For example, if you want to get the anything means get space like a test. So this is the way how your data will be listing out. Otherwise, the data will be copying from the your master server to local server. So once quit, okay, so ls. So if you can see that here, the test one is already it's placed. Okay, so this is the way how we were going to get the data. So in real-time issues, especially when you are going with the real-time issues, most of the times this FTP user will be having the some limitation. So as I said you in earlier user management, okay, CHAG chase hyphen L FTP user. For example, this user is expired. So application team come into the picture stating that, okay, so the application team stating that we are not able to connect or establish the connection to the server. So the issue is that the problem is that they are not able to connect because the connection is timed out. The connection was timed out from the server. So that is the reason they are not able to perform anything. So this type of the requirement will come into the picture in the moment of the time. First we need to identify that which user they are able to log in. So what is the username they are able to log in, and after that what is the status of the particular user. For example, if the particular user is a local user, we need to check it out what is the status of that. For example, if that user is the active directory user, we will inform to the active directory team. See, active directory things are performed with the most of the cases Windows team, and it is performed taken care by the some of the respective teams. So there is a most of the teams they will be having the AD is a separate thing. They are performing the active directory means they need to check the user. For example, what exactly happened when I'm trying to the earlier case, I tried one time. For example, I tried more than 3 times the wrong password. My access will be going to be blocked. So they are going to reset the thing by performing this kind of activity. So FTP also same set of the mechanism. Okay. So here also we are going to be perform into the, so here, so FTP user pass. So password is wrong. Put. So if you want, okay, if so for the uploading and all, there is some of the commands we are using. By command, get is the command to download the file, and put is the command. For example, if anything there, okay, nothing but demo.ms. So if you can see that here in my local folder, I do have the one file called demo.image. So this demo.image I want to upload into the FTP. Then I'm using the command called put command. Put is the command which is using to place the data into the FTP server. Get is the command we are using to get the file or download the file from the FTP. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts? This is also same as a your you need to use the buy. So here what are the troubleshooting come into the picture? Most of the times user level, FTP user level issues, or second level firewall level, third level any connectivity level. For example, this server is down. This server is shut down. Let it be shut down -h. Now I shut down the server. Okay, now from here I am planning to connect the FTP. So it is trying to connect the server, but its connection is not happening. because my server, whatever the server I am trying to connect, the master server is not enabled, means not up state. So that is the reason we need to be very clear into the aspect what are the major things are there, how we are going to perform, how we are going to manage. So in this situation, if the user come back, user don't know about that if your master server is down. So whenever he is coming, first of all, we need to check that why he is not connecting. First of all, let me check from the my end it is connecting or not. So I could see that the server is unreachable, means your server is down and you are not able to perform any kind of operations. So then you are going to check with the network, sorry, your VMware team, or if you are having the access to your server, means you are going to check the VMware, means what is the status, whether it's a stop state, start state, or any kind of error you received. That is the things we are going to check out. So that is the one. So then there is one more thing is there. Let me move on to the send mail. So send mail is one of the major concept, especially this is the concept most of the companies nowadays not using. But the thing is that they're using for some kind of pop-up information. Send mail is one of the protocol which is used to send the details. For example, if you want to give the transfer the data, means if you want to send the mail, how we are sending the Gmail. In the same way, send mail also it is a one kind of the mail protocol which is used to transfer the data from the source to destination. Nothing but if you want to send the message or one kind of the pop-up image or pop-up information, then we are using the concept called send mail. It is inbuilt mechanism what we provided by the your operating system, Linux operating system. But most of the cases, what exactly will happening means this is the case where most of the situation where we cannot able to perform, okay, some of other environment. But most of the companies, SendMail, they are using very rarely. If you are into telecom domain, if we are into financial domain, maybe people are using internally. But nowadays, the people are not using this one as that much of greatly. But having of knowledge, what is a SendMail is a basic that will be helpful for your resume and for the job orientation purpose. Okay, so coming to here, SendMail is a majorly it is using the concept called mail transfer as an MTA. Okay, so when you installing the Outlook, you would have the seen that the thing is that MTA will be there, nothing but it will be and the okay the protocol MTA. So it is kind of the mail protocol. So that is the mail protocol which help you into the installation and execution. So that's the same mechanism when you are dealing with a send mail also. We are using the name convention. Here the name convention means you are the software. Your software you need to use the postfix. Postfix is the software you need to use it and you need to enable post enable. There is a configuration file is there /etc postfix nothing but main dot configuration file. First take the backup, then we are going to add the some of the domains. Means every company will having the one domain, right? For example, if we are working into the Accenture means, so the Accenture dot Accenture.com is the domain. Okay, for example, so the domain name you need to mention and what is the origin name, what is the main domain name, okay, and what is the subdomain name. For example, if you are using for the mail purpose, so then it will be mail.accenture.com. For example, you are using for the transport purpose, transport.accenture.com. For the HR purpose means hr.accenture.com. Nothing but there is some kind of the subdomains also we need to be defined here. So once you define, then only you are going to be restart the services. From there, you are going to send the some messages. For example, if you send them one mail, okay, it will be pop up to the everyone who are into the that particular range. So let me go to that how to install. So I'm taking the one of the client server since I shut down the master server. I'm just closing. So this is the server repo list. I check the repositories are there. Okay, so let me install the package. So package we are going to install. Okay, so that should be Postfix. Postfix and Nail. These are the two daemon softwares which is using for the installing the transfer the data FTP sorry SMTP purpose. So let me install it. It is happening. So once I install the package, the next course of action is that I need to start the service. So once I need to start the service, then only we are going to perform. For example, enable. Okay. So instead of start, status, check the status. Now service is running and it is into the enable state. So once it is enabled, then we are going with a copying of configuration file. For example, if you can see that here, the configuration of the file is that this is the file. So nothing but already the file is there with a lot of the data. Okay, so we need to be define how we define into the FTP. Here also we need to be define the things. Copy the data, space. Why we are taking the backup? Backup is a very important if something is happen also. Okay, we will be have the backup of the data. So ls space hyphen l. Okay, so star mark. So now the file is listed, everything it is represented. So let me move on to that one. So there is a some of the things I need to be defined here. Okay, so this is the command. By using directly we can install nothing but we can able to directly add it. So here what exactly I added some domain name and details into the configuration files. So if you can see that here diff command, so this one and the original one. If you can see that these are the things we added. So these are the things we added into the server. So let me move on to that. Just to restart the service. Once you restart the service, the one of the major protocol is that, okay, so your directory should be existed, right? So let it be your directory. We need to be created. Mail is the one of the directory I'm creating, and I'm giving the privileges to the directory. So there is some privileges, nothing but we are giving mail is under the control of root only. It is not user specific. For example, your Outlook is there. Your Outlook is the will be accessible for entire one. Nothing but who are there into the particular user. It will be coming as a root privileges. So once we given. So for example, now here you can see that echo command. This is a quick test mail. So I'm just sending the one test mail. So once we test the test mail, okay. So we can see that here mail queue. So as of now, mailbox is empty. So this is the thing is that you send the some test mail, nothing but it still it's happening. Okay, so and if you can see that here, mail.log file. So the mail.log file is the particular file. Okay, when the mail sent. So that if you can see that here, message the start file, mail queue. So this is the way simple one information if you want to send it to the persons. Okay, so we can trigger like this one kind of one common information you are send it to the some specific person, some specific guys we need to send it means we are going with this one. If you want to check that any mails are there, we are going with a mail queue. So mail queue is one of the option. It will show you that any mails are as of now existed or not. Okay, it will list you out. For example, if you want to check the log file, then we are going with the mail log file. So this mail log file is the consisting of information when the mail sent and every information will be listing out here. So this is not that much of beauty when compared to the normal Gmail and all. But the thing is that this is only for the transfer the data from the source to destination, kind of the short messages. For example, like a pager. Earlier we have a pager, right? What is a pager? So only sending the messages to the, just to make aware of that. So that's the same case here also. Here also, so we can do that some kind of action, nothing but if you want to give the some kind of the notification, if you want to see that, if you can see that here, right, message, this is the information, removed, delete. So these are all the log files will be there into the server. So this is one of the protocol we are not using into the production environment as of now, but just having the knowledge is more than enough. No need to be stressed into the much lot, because this environment is a totally some kind of legacy type. Nowadays, no one is using the SMTP. Most of the cases, people are going with the third-party softwares, or people are going with the automatic messages. So this one will help you to. You don't have any internet. Okay, you want to send the message. We are using this concept, but the thing is that whenever we are using this concept, we need to be make sure that it should be properly enabled. Okay, so this is somewhat of the basic knowledge you need to have an idea of send mail. So what are the troubleshooting coming to the here? Most of the times the troubleshootings are related to the same thing, nothing but some of the cases this postfix is not enabled, it is in stop state, we need to be start. Okay, so some of the cases your firewall is having the some issues. Okay, so we need to check it out the firewall level, so we need to move on here and there. So this type of the actions will be coming to the FTP related. Okay, so these are the fundamental of the aspects. So apart from that, we are having okay, so NTP is there, okay, and cron is there. Okay, some of the things we need to be covered up. So tomorrow, what is if people are available? If people will be available,
Yes, sir. I am morning sections available.
morning time.
Yeah.
Okay, by chance anything by 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So tomorrow ఏం చేద్దామంటే we are not having any class. Okay,
Okay.
so maybe కావాలంటే క్లాస్ ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ తీసుకొని, ఓకే, సో హౌ అబౌట్ ది ఇంటర్వ్యూ ప్రిపరేషన్ కానీ మనకు రియల్ టైం ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సినారియోస్ వస్తాయో ఆ టైప్ ఆఫ్ డిస్కషన్ చేద్దాం.
Okay.
సో ఈ పీపుల్ ఆర్ అవైలబుల్ మీన్స్, సో టుమారో ఏంటంటే ఏదో ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్తాను, చెప్పిన తర్వాత అలాంగ్ విత్ యూ సమ్ అదర్ పీపుల్ ఆల్సో విల్ బి జాయినింగ్. Okay, for example, we can segregate and we can work on it. For example, let it be on the interview, let me take the some mock-up calls. Okay, and how is your preparation? Okay, ఇప్పుడు రియల్ టైంలో ఇష్యూస్ వస్తే మీరు ఏ రకంగా చేస్తారో, that type of the discussion we can do it. More of out of box situations, not a sunset.
Okay.
So probably if available means okay, 9 o'clock we can connect. Okay, 8:30 or 9 o'clock I will update you. Okay, so that's a kind of 1.5 hour. Let me check with other guys also. If possible means by 8:30. So 1 hour of the time we will be into the resume preparation. Okay, whatever you studied till now, just to go through it. We'll take one call on that. Okay, so because I don't know, right, how much of you people are prepared to the subject. So that we need to be move on. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Then tomorrow I will update you the status and we can meet up. Okay. So Mohan, మీరు కూడా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి మోహన్, కొంచెం సబ్జెక్ట్
Yeah, sure, bro. Sure.
ఒకసారి గో త్రూ చేయండి. నాకు
Sure.
నువ్వు కూడా. ఓకే.
ఓకే సార్.
యా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thanks.